emra kwan na was ye faso de ye bibia obi a ye de oman no tumi be hye wonsa ene dwumesuo bi a hye wonsa se hweso ema oman no dodo na de wo mugidi a hye wo mu enti wanamontuo onhyehye obi bia obeye bia no the public interest should be prime and supreme enti eno na Ghana under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama first term omede sa asudie no ema yenuaba Sedinam Tamakloe and obey Maslow CEO ni dwumadie no mu enoma bi torchma so de sebe nkuntabuo the issue of accountability ehuhia pa wo tumi mu wo fitumi mu accountability ehuhia eno na bema nchima hu sebe ye de bibi hye wonsa emre beba be bu hu nkonta so wo nkofo na oni omo aba mu kra amwo mu hu akonta after auditor general's report kra aban bi beba ma yafro enti eno mu ne ye de se ne wodi nka ye de no court aye ko hwehwe mu enti emu no di two kwan so okoje ayaresa okoye kra no aban no esane se no nim se onyina so papa atemuo en kwadu e de abonu ni nyina na onyina so papa nti aban na masa sedi na akwantu a watu nti ye ntwentwan asem no so omoto aso eye edi asem no in essential nti eno ye bibia che se sabe ye ko next topic a me ko akofasa asem ya ba honum biem enti ye to asem no so di asem no by close of the na che se ye nuaba no odifo enoma no bi eka efa ba bia na me ye adwuma wo no relief support for victims of fire so enoma was here de koma wo mo ankodu honum sebi obi eja hye ne noma ne na yi sebi ukobra ne de ukobo ama waja apepa nani asisua na wo se de mede bra no so a ayam webi na so amma enti enye bibi a sebi wo ye banudifo ana ye kandifo a wo se odidi womanfo na other charges a ohwe maame we am kan no o say 10 years no mpo na ya ka so but ohwe other way na omu kan cumulative about 21 years but meaning say concurrent and I say consecutive years into normal kind of 10 no and the charges no be bia nya ne sentence bia nya ne sentence
but the end no summon up slash ya
debate good and that is the 78 charges extradition we know was started by the previous government July 2024 because also okodia yaresa ba atwen ya wo mada enti I was say court nso edi asem na bua say odifo na odifo nso dia say ya ma jail sentence I was all ban over 7 term enti enumu na aban no twentwen so ye we ayen no so okay yen putting in extradition request na yen fanom ragana no meso serve the sentence and only ye sha asie fisa amre no mu in fact aban ba ya almost start kenufo ya tade na na ko votri wo madwen ba o say na we na wo ho na eno kra court abua no aden na ene de enye mudadwene so hunti na che say be wo muntimi yan hwehwan de wo so mo mani ko ho na che say the public the media obia e de wo madwen be see so say wo so mani ko ho and they had no choice but to put in the push the request and finally US ama wo detaining no I can understand from January
April 12 and now more detaining
okay and up to now afedie senior wokan no wabedu Ghana now the next phase yes yenya yekinka report no say police for any prison officers ekosia no airport or Mwajeno. In fact, me hear interview be a short and a media person, Joy, will forgive me, Bisa Deputy Attorney General Justice Tremsa, I say, are you excited about the return of the Nazi? He cannot be excited. He's not excited. Excitement, the on-count excitement. But one now putting in request for young. I'm yet or no as a person, but the office of yes, the attorney. And he said, US, what me that collaboration, no more. It should be an excitement for the Attorney General's outfit. So
don't forget to say, or a member of the, in as much as we are Attorney General.
Yeah.
Office no buying no
yes.
and also the party no they are buying
yes but don't forget there's a communications minister Felix Kwachufo so MP for Abrasibu Kwaman Kese I can say it doesn't matter near we party B we former finance minister na extradition account na account so when Jesus idea. Then once it was the office of the Attorney General and ay3hu Media, I was somewhere excited about it. But that is not the matter. And now kai or your more money. It is a say and near ABDH and it says so ruling now courts Justice Asaribochi the Mayeno and no more enforce one I say a day. And I say there's the possibility so the lawyers may apply for bail. So for who's the other person I'm saying Azim
Daniel
yes Azim. Daniel Azim
on a head of operations
yes also mano I think a lower
5 years
yes 5 years in the same charges offenses near
on raise 23 memos
good
for spending but also say
yes
under the
instructions yes. And also says oh yeah Juma will be sure say every document our young Juma no be clear maybe I was signed there was sign will be signed the ochna oh dear oh you Juma and for be amable and those are the matters or no apply for bail or yeah madam so be apply and so far yeah who know maybe a coso filing of null prosecution Attorney General Ayebi eja nkofo bebre ananka yedi wo mo asem including if I'm not mistaken current finance minister so her cases na ebubogu ye ne no manti ye hwese so madam die omo be kono that way and now be mamra no I atentene ni akone kwan so say ye no wo ko file for appeal na wo ko file in the interim omo be file say medical reasons inti wo ko bail e man bail no akwa baby atna ajuju ne ho ana said but the here said the NDC government has a responsibility to the Ghanaian say their court system na aye no wo mu enkonko twantia wo mu ma emra no enye na djuma maami na bedu Ghana wo mu na wotumi obi anya Ghana hanko a me ba no me kan report no bi na BBC report so the US for also treaty do you get it ti we are seeing any diasem nachi yen hwe na ye ma enoma enko ne kwan so pe na maame no say process legal process no de ho kwan appeal ni normal no yes yes so until then no ye ma the procedure process no enu baby e wo so edu na oyanka say because NDC affiliate and the party wa ba munti ye ma no nya the fair justice process baby but and also interest I was ebu enu ma bukata na onya ne ho eko torties
okay yo Matilda isi me da say abusafo ya ka say abusua panyin Felix Kofi Munko ababeka yensa oye national communication team member ma NDC abusafo me mo watching now what to say ya feel pa why you fan na paper
o kwala na me kala na ya
colors no kwa
me do be ko NDC
we za go pass number
mutai o de yanka me da se pa why fe atade no especially na why dey say
we za pa o
no, when the chief of staff with you, His Excellency John Mahama Sutie, I'm the Prof Mumuno Yoba, all you know, the winning Kitahona, Ubadi, a more ambassador, be crank, easy way is what you are saying, on the men in the was the prof also and a doctor doctor so me chia when and wapam for okay that's me packet here for some fan chem won ehwe me ana woni motorway asem no so kwere ni fiti trasako bia sa police if you ba BC baby under bridge executive ayifo no e wo pe and a flow maybe do answer and now but when ma be do TV to for no baby as high school no na action truck be you asan you na asan abechi wo nti ye dimo more than 2 hours nti mo fa che nya se bu apayo
yate let's about so do
yo abna me da wasi bi I'm the Munia George wa can't some fefe and I'm happy there one for politics no and financial memory which he na dem na yerhwehwe abna Munia ko orisham wo Kumasi Kobna Abedu which I want to pay abna nkoma easy I think there more different dimensions and pedemehwe okay the bia makadema baha the ordinary Ghanaian na Ghana no puntu ohia na opedo would say in summer yezebo tugwa and I always try the maka in summer the ordinary Ghanaian so origin orika them rambaya we who there indeed Morocco the biano hen nuanom amayafo no so worite hen na was ayejuma abenan ozikan say me share honorable Oforiatta ni reason ozifiga na ha which on basically on health grounds no as a query health is the sebio yimpano na pomi koya is the nakakade chinchinanchi tino kronumu because I am kwa asem na yereka in fact no as a query now if she hen sister Sedinam similar grounds health nti na do court trials no records but although jay no them oko but as a Ghanaian as an ordinary Ghanaian sebio meti Shami village me double koko the question maybe somewhere there anye biara can politicians they be one hide behind critical issues like health na sebio one fund dodge accountability na say them not then better than some lawyer them abna o Sunday ebia obitima ban there we good reason to go there do work on koso ho here but one painful as more politicians no some of them share there and health system hen here enjoy no or you robust or you good enough say bibi na hen so gutumi adan yako nti say hu na hu ye in charge na say 1 2 kan obanda nkuntambu biriba na gbogbo na akosha abuchira na sabio emma me so oti abodo nkwana ekrofo no so say asemiti no so
obedwane afa he
nti ami them health reason them issues na de bia some craving na is a hide behind health me is egwano oyaza me chi onye me fe it doesn't speak well about him leaders ayen ho krom hande and when the need of Nancy ya cat ho asem komfo na chi hospital ho asem issue so ho na challenge say what the health system there are so much we have to do them obey a health system
emergency centers are you choked
on
equipment enough
they say one yin pa hin kwa na botum afford the Kolebus and the University of Ghana
and Rage
and no they say one if even with the presence of this University of Ghana and important hospitals here again that's still none and painful 1 2 no so yakashe baby yakashe han yara then it leaves a much of a concern that is one aspect I'm may address the nkoma yezi but the more substantive issue no the extradition and more codices here I'm happy to have found in fact this year I may read there for almost 17 years this is the first time in extradition for me it's a good thing at least it's there
from 2009
to now 17 years almost 20 years and I don't want to believe there hasn't been cases of extradition another attempt there you best try to for years when about ebia waka bibi na or the same one so what it means in there people nkrofobi tum based on the fact that we there sometimes or difficult there so BBC and me as on ye na mugwana ebia obezin put the watchman back no at least you know or serve as a deterrent to the hey this order me careful because in Premier be kwana say watch him another be asemi ba mo ho a mo gwan kra na so I'm very happy and it tells me that in fact you are both MPP and NDC now effort just as in I think the solution started in July 2024 until when why is it
and the 9th June 2016
is now about 2 years though watch is it but at least it's better than there because the bakasha in 2 years but so it's a good thing out there in Anyabo aban being na ho abado for such effort but the most important thing abana na wa be you know what it means for us what it means for us. You see, let me be quick and say this day. Say, ye tum, and our government to tum, another day, say, mamino, well, from the court are charging, no, although them bear 10 years.
10 years.
Say, them imprisonment, no, punishment, no, oba, in kobo buapa with at least the fight against corruption. Okay? The reason I make them like,
to me, 7 a sentence.
To me, 7 a sentence now. And call a good president Abna, you see that once again the ordinary Ghanaian as a crowd, the perception crowd, all one my politicians one who are Dibiano on my the relationship between politician another hand painful and then the ordinary Ghanaians know the perception of poor leadership, especially when it comes to corruption. Inti what today, the Ghanaian feel there. Se pain be cases when another car, another okay BBI. Oh, you don't so people are not really enthused about making so much noise about this. You the wires the money into zero courtroom and I never court in a court are fine. People are not happy, enthused about it. Yet to there or just PR another media gimmicks the same one. And unfortunately for this government, Attorney General. And there were a benmu ashesano. Oral. Oma a lot of hope there. Can MPP
what
and you see that hope no the two shim obafum because people came to realize that the way I work can ashesano onya demina yeruhono. It's the euphoria, the excitement Ghana for was it true about was in and even after. And I always say this day, if President Bahama Nabana, one of the first and foremost interventions was the oral. Because it was no transition during the transition period no create oral. So there was so much confidence there. This time is at least a politician wakazi sika and akwaya azibia onye biano obenya punishment. 2 years down the line, what is the tone? What is the environment? What is the atmosphere? Until at that stage, how is the Ghanaian feeling about government's effort and attempt to really punish people perceived to have engaged in corruption and corruption-related activities? It's when Mami Weber, and I'm very happy there, or your NDC. Okay. So what happened?
Abina wasn't the NDC.
Abina NDC. No, my NDC. It is some pride that the judgment was concluded. 10 years. Of course, she has the cause to. She has the legal options. So fight back. Legal options. She has the right about follow due processes. Now, why then? Why my court I reconsider them decision that court need taken. However, for South America, it will be good if the court now so the prepare be juma na more tibia no say indeed or suffer today or they punish now and they or serve in the prison sentence now. We too want save them or serve as a good deterrent. You see, corruption in common area if your mommy Sedinam ni rule out them time now or player. Abna we are talking about Maslog. If your Maslog ni functions na ni role in Ghana, or you're one of the most important offices that you can find in the country. But in America them. Because Ghana as a crowd or a big problem on poverty. You see, and issue you Jesus you can't cause of poverty. You can't you come about how to eradicate poverty. It's all about small enterprises. Small enterprises back actually the fundamental problem with small enterprises in there, lack of capital. Lack of funding. The same one.
Farmers, petty traders, artisans
funding issue capital assembly very key. It is such an important office to them. You have the authority, you have the certain functional role, government backing. There, botum amman krofusika kakrama no to was a picture what it means there, you are directly fighting poverty. The same one. That office no a poverty reduction or poverty eradication office. It is such an important or sensitive office. Not say perceived. I mean, there's this issue of you are misappropriating fund, money laundering. Sika or there's no. Is it boy said you kuna fu mame fu
o mo ejashe
sika someone koye or come the one. Not say that money is not able to go to them. Not but for then it means that no. The people that you serve. For that sake and for the fact that these things, I mean, these functions and these expectations are being looked forward around the office, the necessary sanctions ought to play or yejuma. Then Bobaya Obiara Sisera, Obiara office or Maslow was Sisera, Obiara national service, Obiara or yejuma in any government office Biana Sebu, new role, directly or indirectly, or lead to the empowerment of the people or improve on people's welfare. No. They can be a bit mindful, and not just those offices. Any public office Biana, your role is to serve the people. No, or there, is it only then is it sharing? Then Bobaya say. Ochebi especially in ya benuma ohun kaba some to them sisara why and some bebre no. And so for me all I can say there we look forward to nkomo obebaitri na he na so yareshe what to come and I'm sure that who some of bia no yabaka ho asam dem rote.
Okay. Abuja pan yama me Sedinam Tamakloe ati no ye de na bedru
ede badawroma bedawasi na meshe da chia menu anu wa me so be no meshe wa see the chia ya cheka kra George bra George ye chia ya cheka kra and then nyame asese ye nyina etinkwam I hope so
ya be sha se ana o man am how so you penny ni fie be na sha da ka so yi
and then nyame asese ye say I hope so won contest bibia this time and I want
memory so
so can you hear who the ma wo winya benya because me tell me be one from me me fa we free na me ma NDC amayoku no na 10th June yen 34th anniversary and prayer me no say yet to NDC yen 34 years. Nti ohwe na mama ko yi green white share and won so the other part ya mama me who producers ni be brand the same thing the crap na yema won trinkwa won a ebo modern de won adejewu the won bre nyina si won say ye na MPP within the same yi mana ye bam say ye beto young party in democracy Kabi about 34 years about fourth republic yet to me danda near ya bedio man so MPP fu aba ya ko won aba ni nyina ya sen aba ayo man ni yidi anti ni yekoso na say soja memu ni ade beba de na nkaka bi mamen kabi de because amuchiri bi ni ateti aye be komu young youth na wo so no bebre ni ma de wo frɛ ne curfew agi se bia ye nuanom ya wo kontokwa we nuade wo
na se de to wonom ko no mpolo to na obisa panye me se wonim curfew covid e ba ye no e no ko ma nye se we di boni o ye na bia ba wie mu nti no ye se we de hye compound it me nante ho na we die even ehun bo se curfew no pia de beto wonya asem ketewa
me se me kai se covid ni mo no se ya na wonga kabenku ya mayenga dia di yemu ayeduru ntine
now nante
no so nante na 24 estate ni mo no ye nante won me de me kwa menku a edu be ni groups bi boys bi ni ade na fe wonga ye no aye say fashion ni ade no wo bonyum ne police fu ni soja fu bure be buru won no
Yes,
because when you said it, I'm banga shemra, say my group, sa, nansu asoding, the case you know, well, do pen on a bonus, and was a quada.
When you go,
because I have a concert in the Aden Super Round. Now, the concert at least by 6 o'clock when I started. Because we are actually flexible, we are flexible, Kakraba 8 o'clock. I said actually what they call 10. Now, Oko concert in 6 o'clock. 80 pepe wopon one the water honum. Now, where are the coffee?
Yes, I know about that.
You see, say, Obia and the watching, but one of Dimika. Until your Danyamia say democracy in Abba. Young Koso say, and your name Papa Mono, even any Pacrano, prayer yenti pen every Kurano. Yet to the beer, you to read the more Bonism, Mofra Bonism, Yam Hawaii, Niadu being 40, 35, 50 years, but to the beer to me, and Quada near my ben away. That is the democracy na ye woman. Sometimes it be better baby. Now so ye bebo modiasi ye be susum na ye tumi apeja na enu mo ye sinse ye be koso de soja memmo. Ebi wo aye mu bi o ha e bia ye ni je no ho. Now so ni adodo na ja to mun. Ene say ye kabi na men kabi. Ye amano.
So ye finish our very.
I say
me through myself.
Ye nya pen enso emridi enu ehu hia because ye hu say enye denga obi ye nye kura wo sesa wo akwanya say wo besesa abai ne tumpo nti ye ma NDC mpanufo nyina trinkwa 10:30 ya ye koshia o party headquarters na at least ye tumi ashe
mosquito beba
obi abeba bi o party chairman obi abeba Only Ghana make a massive mosquito beba the stress.
Party chairman.
I don't know.
I'm not spraying.
I was up in
I say I won't you when you were confirmed na a very day eba wotini we chiri ana wo bokompo ekohwe ebedu fie bia ba yemfa anye hwe ne okom nso gya ne ome eno na yekọ ye nua bia ne digini ye be anano Christine Sedina anye Sedina mo Sedina ationu Tamakloe.
I think Tamakloe is hyphenated, so it's a compound.
Okay, that's it. So, you know, 2019, and I saw Maslow and some year basso. Na Abanga, HMA, MPP, Mayukune, one pet of fish, say, the name may be Ako in Chiwe Kakra. There is what the Kodang young court. Na 2019 was started prosecution no. The course wa be 2021. And on one kasa ede nasem koto justice. Efia sewa. Yes. Oya ni bi ba ku Butche. Esarboche. Yes. Oya Mrs. Wong.
Yes. I don't know justice.
Yeah, justice na Esarboche ni nti na mama bisa no. Na ekodo na nim ne du ba bi no se ne mpomu. Edodo nti wode edesere ni koto judge nanim na justice nso hwe se apomode ne se me do betu kwan de ana me no be kwa afumode se wuni ahode nya me ntumi mfa wonko nti kona kosa wo yare bra eno na am se okwe sa 2021 ni mu no yantene nka bie ma around for medical assistance yam tenin kan je uma no haye o se obia yi wako onpeso oba o ma ye ni nachi na attorney the then attorney general ba bohun kru no wadi atugwa e wo mu no ye se da bi so madia o be make sure so wo be try o be di nasem enti court system no etoa na nasem de do so na wodi ya kopem April 2024 10th April and judge and fine say nsem ne kwadu a wode aboni nyina no odifo nti onko dem mfidu Say one sentence over there. Let us say Ubana Ubasum. Now Ubana was a few no beji. And nona Yabomodia Chumwa. The then Attorney General started baby around July, April Nimona, one in the choir. July, June, and April, May, June, July. We say Abiana one tema menenka. So what was our way in fear being near the Sadia? And then Mason comes over and they be sure one tishy because as at now made the meaning say or chill be bread quarter no. Say be a mayor in a wedding and I'm I'm going to discuss this issue said yet. To me, the dear new crack I be no what my name who yet. And she Edimuna no Attorney General started process be around July 2024. Say extradition process no on the America abang ekodi nkita ho etra ya na baby okosi no NC wa huna no ewi na eye wo abang exercise na abavo fro no bae na wo hand over no transitional team no Attorney General no anyway and share the current Attorney General. So this is a situation I won't be a pray akwaduni until around January February now and Dr. Ahini ebo modern so no so be di asemenachi no na America fo edi nkita ho wodi nkita ho ema ene June 2026 nyame adom on the 9th no wode no ebedu kuromu ha se omra no mesevo efe obedu no so aye ebirimu so fisher judgment no you pronounce judgment on her no
in absentia no
judgment no started from the very day was started as seven sentence no sana lawyer Sidika sana ebirimu kan matters argument no say into at least
but no
only her, but what's the moment they will pronounce it on you, no? So say it take effect. Sana judges in the lawyers in the young political year,
this is more than 2 years. Azim, because Azim they no what has say.
Sir, inti everyone say there be just say
waba
AG akwa court akwa seeking for interpretation on behalf of Ghanaians. So what you say? Say, you be we are because I winchi na amano and na yenko court won pronounce we you know ni yenko bi se mu say onipa no sa judgment na mo pronounce on her no
start say wa bra oni hono that day na
and now say just so bad no be start nti and also asema asa twetwere ho nti we are waiting say legal issues there. But sometimes the interpretation of the judge, you know, the law lies in the bosom of the judge. To me, whatever inside now will be a sida. A be a sea, a woman you muda, and no de menya away. To woman, not woman church the moon. I mean, I dear woman, as I hear, a say corruption here, I dear 80 or money in Enya. Now, baby, to say China for anyone at Kamono. One corruption, no. So, we don't know who fight, maybe what show me, maybe could ask where we have to talk when you ask you. Corruption. Meaning, movie after the your friend Wesley Snipes. Obi your movie be American or your black. New movie for boys, a tie passenger 57. Yes.
Blade.
Mo onso kan team no ho pa o mo bi no ka team no ho wa ya de o ka team no ko yo ju mo ya fo ka ho ba ye na ya ka mu isi oko look at his stature American industry Hollywood the escape tax almost 3 years.
The Americans are so big on
yes.
We invade tax.
We invade tax and now corruption now. When they get you, you will not go scot free. Inti eyade ebo man. Now she Auditor General's reporter every year. Yan say kura no $3 billion.
corruption
e konkrofo botom ankrofo a eni ebi a won so kura nse da ni mfaso wo man because e ga ko botom na wo di agu adwuma man krofo anya so mfaso a you pay taxes would do kwa enti e ya dia e hu e se abam bia so na medanya nkopon ase say aya abani ayo wo mu young NDC celebrated 34th anniversary.
Was an incident yes, Mami was serving President Mahama 1. And now President Mahama 2.
Good.
And
yes, it's your probity and accountability. One of their pillars, most important pillars. I could pardon and the who hope papa and intina Mahama 1 no. So say Abuga Pele.
Yeah.
Any nipa bi akeka account sa e brimu ye former national service boss. So Bekaya, ni issue by mo BNI ko investigative. President Mahathir no ko investigative. Emma that time boss no te so no e bribe 2 billion OCDs, 200,000 Ghana cedis. BNI Fuji as evidence against them. And one trying to busuama the new government e by. Honestly speaking, e ba to us so me ni a ho asem ko see de. But that is the issue. Abuga Pele abane beto aso ma Abuga Pele esebu omu jeli no it's started about John Mahama onu ni padi pa onu ni nyina call parliament but adene beto wo say and na muso na problem we and your man na hwere sika e ma corruption aba no so oba omani ni and na make say yeda nyame say John Mahama asan aba bie na sa de asa be pie wonani
okay busa pen rapia pama
e test case you be prove to the whole world say probity and accountability no ye gina so ana
nti obekwa kwa survey
nti say no obi interfere
okay
the
Mahama say waka say ana the whole can elect say attorney general ekwa kusiki for interpretation
for say the 7 no in can say me say no
elect
the America say judges no lawyers no
ebi na eka
say before the interpretation will come no as attorney general etumi court no yes sir as say observe
no ni hono na a part of so survey na yeah because I have said a sentence within but we need after one bay
yes because only yesterday I listened to 2 different judges lawyers argue the same you know it so test case man John Mahama say me no say he would never interfere. Memum ni amati ono ne lawyers ne tumi aka kire Ghana for so wo meye say they will go and appeal because judgment nankasa based charges nanka wo de bo nankasa no ye defective charge.
But the appeal is what start you.
Yeah, the lawyers na
start
before crowd or
president interfere. President can't say at the bar conference or the park bench no with NDC.
You see, I know so you see, I don't know okay yeah.
I was happy me but
on the assembly
legal team no. And now one more appeal and I said because there was a kind of legal team and action and others so are of the view say ne way say the head of operations no so they or no they are starting appeal no dada me ye kase ya granted 500,000 bail it's a bimo kase say ne ono no appeal no or succeed dia then there's a possibility to say ma many dia no and so will go through but no ne dia na go through dia then and because on already we 2 years that and son was started on appeal so no ka de ono wa be almost half of on only sentence no it's a honum no so is a bit dicey
asema ye kan say and na make say emra sa law na ye kan ujira eso a skill no e balance enwe obi nsi obi ye nyina we are equal before the law na mum ne ehun na e interference na ewo mu no eno na ma te say dia ebi agofre da me ko she japachi na so de aba efe no da no boyfriend na me ko she japa echi no kokochi no koko fake sickness and those things no to no advice no say so oyobi ono oyo no a nkobere obeyi ne hu megwa enye sa na judge ne ka kire no also yes o ka kire no also oyobi an committee nchai o be receive no if issue no because more no komo no Oma in Sabunu because na judge ni nim say pressure abada no so we want to be share the nima
judge na come to say pressure
you judge bi onu ankasa sentence obi wo krom a owie no ka chen say abatros no da no ko na fi you judge wo krom ga because they know this sit there they know what the kind of pressure they receive into what I'm saying is say sa niema we nyina no mimi nim say John Mahama will never interfere.
Okay.
Mimi ti I cannot defend her. Emra adwuma oni no na nyame ne wo ho. So bia say no kure so ko fa sika ni bio so de bi ko sie e bia on na abusi afo de kodi. Mimi nko tu obi ba yere ode ye na madam kwata sebe. So ti ase e so no face here na mum asem ba kwa me ka to me say Yemia penny kenoforiata issues beyond the home. Same way 350 cars and on pay 2018. He made the payments. And then no Gina Sunti no the year payment no. Ono sumra. Maybe no sufi. That cars no cry so the kaya sa cars ni bi na kelopuda. E ko ho so kutwa e gumurem. E ma bi e na fo be kire no. That was the cars 350 cars. No year payment no. No,
yeah, I'm in a car
350 cars. So charge in Yanaka.
Really?
Yes, so we're inflating. It's part. That is the big. Yes. So we're inflating. I'm making payment as a finance minister 2018. A case I was better. Never so. So what you say? No, business. On the show, we could see a hand and some make payment.
Okay.
And then we. Into making some payment no nti ni nyina ye nseba awo wa ye ntwai
okay
na efe na asem na kasa na maame no ba bedu
yes disaster victims for sika afa baby kan no so
oh eno de him for you
send o se na wonim se ni one na na ewo adwuma mo ho
we asem a wo akọ
no na ewo
for you
no Sedinam ye hunya pa no so won kan
oh say disaster for sika wa ni oh no me catch us say you see me catch us say sa charges
na oh we na wonya we
no me ya say charges na won bo no na nya ba ku
yo
oh ye bebre
and me say say and then na kan no kotu asa sika no ebra wonim so nipa na inflating well many question no say eh then no wakwa kotu asa sika na mbra wonim say car no you know price and now say figures there that's what we inflating nti enwasem ebeba no so eba ye make sure say ye be kan wasem e bia judges no lawyers no ekuta sansem nyina nti no won ko appeal eko akwakoyo say judge no be hwe na wotumi grant no bail eno no grant no bail a eni say ye ni emisem reporters be court wo ye be ye lawyers ni ade be ko aba be kire mbra no mo de gina so a judge no e de be ye sa ade no but say ye pa ne pa say sa niema we a wo de aboni ni nyina no odifo a ti obi ni wasem
na say na the court ready can
no you are talking about
asada manipulate
we say question be say appeal no say bia wo de ama ba ko no e bia
say ba ko na appeal nti wono no so e appeal a e be go so na me say ebi mo ka say ejina ne head of operation so say no no need any go through there then there's a possibility say then there's a loophole maybe or no so
and to the about say head of operations and also on woman 4 years or so
5 years
and woman wait 10 years it will be any case no the gravity of
23 members for air fund you know payment that was a head of operation and the was memos but yamame at the end first one 500,000 Maslow loan to Obatampa savings na area savings ne who said 24% interest so they refunded the money but go through the books of Maslow's now Sikana and reflect and no 1.7 million allocation to sensitization exercise and also so and also 1.1 that was sensitization, you know, 85,300 beneficiaries and also misappropriation, 20 Ghana cedis payment to sa beneficiaries omuko mono na 20 cedis. Also that time the 20 cedis was a lot of money. Muko mono na 1,800 out of 1.7 no, 1,800 per and now or spend we share third one no, that was first, second, and then the third no, so 579,800 Ghana cedis out of 1.4 million meant for victims of Kantamanto markets, you know, was disbursed and also so unlawfully. So these are a year in Tanzania.
Unlawfully, sir. Unlawfully. Sikano
1 point. That was 579,800 out of 1.4 million. Interesting
way. I don't make us say, Sanya may Ninan would gina so, and a judge na if any don't say, Ubia won't say, Jerina now court a pronounced judgment on you are, okay, appeal. There was stages. Say, even circuit court in the Maya, Uberco High Court, Uberco Appeals Court, Uberco Supreme Court, you can do it. It is on one case about fear. Say documentation be hold to me approve it. No way you know if you are. On the court to now, court to the beginning so no can answer. And then I just say, sir, on the jury, sir, on your body here. And you think that so what NDC for a month for NDC obeying the Attorney General say on prosecutor Attorney General Mr. Attorney General, former finance minister. Attorney General prosecutor former finance minister. I can offer in absentia. What's it Debbie? Mama yam for them because we to be up on the kwadu nyina.
Okay, so in absentia nipa no bet me appeal.
Obi to me appeal.
Na fi start
for. Okay, so I say it is one ya kana ye okuromu ya di sika akotua cathedral na ho ne ma na ade
ya ba no so.
Onu na so omra.
Mate.
Mo da baba no so.
Ya koso an sante me sha se fi owura ayisi. Ho no government plot for reactors extradiction AG to meet US counterpart soon. Enti abra asemi ye mame ebe na eye honorable Phyllis Kwachofo so enso so e won Facebook wo ode koto ho no say ye mame na ba bedru na waba no na CCA so no attorney general ene US counterpart no so edin come because already normal the extradition request atomwa ora kenoforias ata ene ora is a Corey that's then chief of staff enso so embra enti eno so enkomodi because even though womo ambodi say ora kenoforiata but once omode extradition request atomo ne de nyina say fingers no pointed at that enti the bokata na de abase na say plot e say de ababe to just say omudi akire e de ye papa bo raise semester te e de
yo me da semi ni aba eze akutia bia nim ni wura
timoti akutia na se
yo we so wo kikane no ma de me ni aba me say NDC for Abaso on the 34th anniversary of the formation of the NDC. We wish you all more well. And then we are sure say mosquito spray there. They are available headquarters. It was your venue would do that
boy in Sababa. I was a baby. That
boy. Yes, I'm saying honorable Ken of Furiata issue. The antenna. I'm saying abusia peniak ay3hu bibi ami bisa aden wo mom person wo started trial in absentia no aden wo mom interested in that because
and they say some of abusia peniak maybe they don't want to be going back and forth
look prime interest the propaganda effects and not the cracks of the matter wo mo SML ni normal look most of our normal fourth stage for some investigation in normal fine or more report but it be a deliberate government policy decision.
No, AKG so tax a year by 173 million Ghana cedis. Now for 29 companies or more 43 points we say that's almost then quite outweigh 29 companies.
A deliberate government you say on the back track leakages. We Kelly GVG in the telco sector. Let me be cycles. So under ya buy no a deliberator a buy two sana more under S-less administration. So tell me why my revenue increased. In fact, some CSOs need no money a buy conto kwa CSO penny I didn't remember. So those are issues and no be normal bar for the SML tracking process and the revenue may increase. Well, for first state for some more evidence, say increase no was a result of increases in tax and co. And we are another matter for discussion. And and you can and or then pay ASMA koyewe. A decision at the highest government level. No man authority to go and do some of these things.
But at the end of the day, you know, it all boils down to you. Because when I know paying
so no simple of those evidence. You can as well go ahead and begin the trial. In absentia, look, sir Sedinam DA, omunya currency with the US government and judicial or legal system, because you try case, you know, and more compelling basis. How about the court say?
Because they will go through all that. So
they go and do
between the two countries. You know, if indeed Senipan qualified to pass it through all that in India. That is when
Africa human rights abuses in normal debris. Obi when you na
because na vida go through exactly or qualify say omo de never
me no can say about na me bra Charles Bishop lawyer when I'm saying the case here say about 24 paragraphs expunged so as hearsay
and I think the papers
yes OSP's office OSP create so na o chase can over I didn't hear say word they say wow they are to US for any.
But OSP so ADA.
Attorney General
only tutorial, you know, powers.
me my dream with ya and share prosecution as in absentia. The first of all,
finding guilty.
Busy, me say, for political propaganda. For Banny at the underground, you appear Blue Gate, no appear, chasing, and before chases. I'm not enough for more. Not as a MY there. I'm not Dr. Kai or I could say, the excitement, Dr. Ine. A ginger in Ghana. Sesabio, yeah, cough, we are Ghana, no so. That's okay. I do one issue, our court. National security matters. Osimiko pro. We name some accountable and unaccountable impressor. National security for security reasons. As we see at the Beko Kujina court. The lawyer said, "Yeah, maybe a new court to Mosi Debbie." So, it's a media for your issue, no. Me feel say a more of political propaganda than the actual intent of corruption prosecution. Say no new omobo tie kesia Minia Felix, Honorable Felix Kwachu Fosu, team moi. Me wish you well. Use all the due process. It's very difficult. They said the name dear cry and I try my conviction of 2 years.
2 years.
No, be dear na. Yeah, I sponge yes evidence be brave or be so for that the no so be do her. For state 4 issues and call for punchy to crow. Me Manasa Azuri, then call for a report. So Suleiman Brahman here. One Attorney General fee say a mood.
No, someone else said, and I
I'm on for state.
I know, and I also more.
Punchy holes. No, platforms. Today, we disagree. No, say normal. So we are banner, we disagree with them sometimes. But
sometimes so they so agree. So
no, there are some if you feel so no we move or making efforts to see this. But we think say no we and yes the basis for the proposal was germane. But almost make arguments to say tender process being
there's one thing about politicians.
Yes.
Say a private, individual be make a investigation be na nkwama wo mo.
Mama say is a good citizen, keeping all politicians on their toes. In fact, John Mahama won. Excellency na oni President Mahama kwa said ye o meti ado ahoma so be na adwuma no ye yes ye ba o di mia ye bebre you get it no na so dey abaye ye mu aye dey nyanche han yo what the to aye be hwemu ye but mesre attorney general say ne Aminu Felix Akan o mu tu sa na mo no ni ye mu nyina ye pe say MPP say NDC Ghana kanko Sabi say honorable Ken Oforiatta ye bibia na nya amagana ahwiska Bushapeni can be over $3 billion USD in a year. When you boreholes a bit create ama me krase a flood ye bet me issues I bet me aye abuama drains storm drains akasia e bet me aye report 2015 report da ho water retention ponds I was here building from the bridge down to the other way. Yeah, back so, and think a says mu bi ye de ya ebeboa ama flooding no abrena no aseka. Anti-corruption matters there. Ye nyina ye nkase ye befo so. But omunya no ne kwan so. Sabi omuye no mutimi make your case before the US judicial system. No can say on extradite honorable Ken Oforiatta ba na obe face trial. So be. But the way I no Abna, it is a very difficult for them because omu intent more of propaganda than actual legal battle. Okay, what's your opinion about so?
Yeah, me that say.
Dog, my politicians we are now down.
Many abia. Sometimes MPP for including my brother George AC, edu baby otumi ade na won ankasa ade ahoma chechire won. Ye buy no ora e wo ka kire nsa tonsum. That's a MPP for. Enne ora de nipa chechire won kwa just started prosecution year 65 previous government appointees 65 who ka kire nsa tonsum. How many were you able to jail or prosecute under former Mahama's administration? 65 MPP appointees. You are telling us, Ura Matonsum. No problem. The problem is, the American Yao say, they will go and pay people to come and demonstrate. Now, a Nippon demonstrating now, yes, they start, they are learning. When you say, you to know nowadays, no answer. Because to me, mom found some more or money come. Now, Koto watch about $30,000. What you are? Wouldn't a good bit to me too? Wouldn't school down a bit to me too? $30,000. Or appointee to be toss our watch and a more.
And they say, as soon as I'm no court.
May more be the year. May all these things in the oh, they be said you show the meduria one pam chocoto. The meduria they ever pam chocoto. 65, you are telling me, say, Atosum, all around your Becca Sabianum, onto the dream. It's like a nemesis, it will catch up with them. It will definitely catch up with them. And I know, say, if it's Abria, Cosisa, Fibe, won't I know for sure. Yes, sir. Because of in some seminar, I could do the baby or I could do. It's when you are what would you go in about Papa Fion? Yes, sir, Ken Oforiatta issue. And then, Georgia is catching a propaganda. Your own MPs to make throwing about 88 throwing in Krata. And you could come and pay him. Company, o say akwana boy en form, oni gu yen party no. Sisa no. Na akwa fa so ya yen sikasem na nye. Obema ya opposition. Na Akufo-Addo to me catch us one man no already budget in already budget was sisa no. 1 year
okay, say IMF, you know,
so are you telling me you see some kind of kind of I respect him or your former president until send me who I mean to make but Opache say Oforiata and apart from the Minister of State we actually obey Oforiata no I mean not to be negotiating the Vice President couldn't do that. Is that what Mampeni was telling us at that time?
No. Consistency and continuity is
no problem.
Such program.
Because now we feel consistency. We feel consistency now. The new government came and they continue.
Yes.
They continue. So if you are you telling me say kind of for your time indisposable or how do you say it? Indisposable or indispensable. Thank you for that. Or no, so say indispensable say or no pet and we are saying Ghana hand na Akufo-Addo amemu no pen onim sikasem want to play. You see the problem and okoya akofa a lot of negotiations a lot of a year about na nkasa na semre dado so onu anim until no bang fee wo mani no ono say the bang medical ni medical me say yo
so no send lawyers and so the carter by omoka said no
mama ka say nchiro sa okoye no oko January no ukosre da no man kasa say no can you for your task you say he doesn't even respect the current chief of staff yes because obisa permission from Frema and no some person me kosa mo say na cobra edu baby abo can you for your task at baba so medium see can you afenyo market so your minority leader February 18th original parliament house address parliament or guest house your representative or catch any parliament say February or say by May can you for your time upon November City FM online Ghana web the out there me confirm it him. He made that statement and you see why okay then they see no can you for your time my jara me krom say me me dan awuru and papa baby AC papa bi can you so ma
now one of them will be
business me krom invest o say me koyi upon we nyina can you so ma until say eyes for ekuso no kuyan hwe baby and all that.
But the eyes for no chi omoche no had nothing to do with ye issue no.
Ye issue no. But eno nso no prefer because of Ghana fo e ka say eno won akire dey a ye issue ye fem ni famra. Hwe lawyers akese akofa former attorney general of US. Sa akwa no on the Trump to say that no discuss hardly. So what I say hardly. Sa akwa no be ja num sa. Hwe sika otua ma this strong lawyers in America. Top notch. And they are very good. National Park and Oforiata were Johnny.
I will pay yes, you are crying more than the bereaved.
No, you are more than because no my way in 90 we are saying Japan. Now, part to see in part to say, student, no,
blood monkey be say, students,
you know, that's no, you see, no, so that's some part of Shanana will be a debut quite white, a very to no share.
Ashara. That's great.
To move our million catch me say boy. To move our it's MPP for Nankasane order. It's a young woman. Says so nobody defending na Akufo-Addo government.
Adentina said ye ma me krase okwa akogye ayarehwe. No okoya no wo ma wo mu ye ya no wo ma omo try no absentia. Adena eye former finance minister Kenoforiata. Mon yenisa.
No for your issue, name addressing Sedinam.
That's any no evidence that you could be yes or reasonable doubt.
Patapatieto.
No, Nakasana mamma evidence.
Patapatieto. What the mother wrong. patapapie ko
woni ho emrano bit
ya na mo say medical catch say yem pese obeba na chi obeka chem say ayo tan say dia me ni ka say propaganda say what ka wa
emra no 1992 constitution nobody is above it you can say assembly it's not hearsay it's based on evidence any they can
there be ni amuka nyina ma ate ase aban bia Kwame Pepera Victor Salome no wa buruchiri na wo try no ho eyeye but the mirror wo boss so we hian wo Ghana no person would that say no Victor Salome e jai de oye nyina bai meboa enye ne nko former NDC officials a lot of them they came because no one say wo nya body here it will me present myself enye nsebuni nyina
etubaka se ma me ba wa mba no no de no nim say wa
there are so many ways to kill a cat can you former chairman Kwabanaje
we are moving analyze this speech
no we say prof Mills say
over your cat which problem
chairman said that so many years look at me
you see this attorney general is not a cat hunter
he is a cat
na yema wa kwenya na wo de wusti worship 70 years out na so a position ne kura ne kanu for let to me ko sad ho yare mura no da owu pafo e ko sad ho yare oba ya hu se ne hu nyira no so kro sometimes won get no pesa position ne biom e mo oba ye ni tuai nti mprempren bi na time kanu for yata wo manyim nti o so ma MPP fu ni nipa bi ak wo mom na obehye ne kutu pasempa masara
oh yes wo
na be defend wo afenyo market ko defend wo parliament so member me last year May 1 year term be say abri kanu for yata so me krom aniem e ma fe ni o apa me ni abaye ni wankasa kra na abeka doctor wa mo se debi kanu for yata na wo si yan try no no apply so be yes America man
another matter
and another matter be any chrome ni no if you apply so be or member so fufuro since so be bani chrome abebu akontai these are the issues I see tackle the reason why we don't need to try him absentia asiaden we'll make sure that they will not grant him that citizenship in America.
That's okay.
No, he can have a dual citizenship.
No problem.
So why a bond? Because a bond would be what has said.
You see, America, you politicians, document. Americans have their interest.
Of course.
And since Ofuriata investment, they value that one to release him somewhere.
Are you sure?
Americans, their interest is paramount, and they know it.
Even if the person in
evidence,
so say behind the scene.
Yes,
behind the scenes, Felix Kwachi Ofosu.
Yes,
he's the government spokesperson.
Yeah,
Minister,
Attorney General, and more countries.
And now before then, the crowd asked for me. I'm a privileged information. I knew say Attorney General and American negotiate was had Ukrainian less than 3 times.
Okay.
Not less than that.
But BM
why not catch yourself? No, a process. Even a
what do you convince US
can ISIS for crouching over stay and answer me, you know. Process no cool, or that says how many years woman or granted the bill. You understand? So it's a process.
It's a process. Okay.
It's a process. It's definitely. No, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, you are. Munkanche MPP. Here for Muntie. MPP for Ashekeno for Yata Kutupa. So Bonia would be no more. What the Mamen Casa? Mamen Casa. SML dear. Mamen Casa and Chile for Yata say Omre Fie. With Jayati Tata. You be go when.
Mak me that say.
Abang de there.
Right.
I do power.
Oh, kasa.
Come on, I do power.
But producer mama to say, I mean, Oma add you know, 20 minutes.
Oh my one count.
And the Munto was.
That's all
I'm the first comment I'm going to make here. You see, you're Honorable Ofuriata, government to make some effort. Welcome meetings, few meetings will make some effort. But if you cry paper, asama paper you can regarding them Oforiatta ne issue the information minister why can categorically there Sedinam ni case we open up discussions for Oforiatta ne extradition. It tells you there Sedinam issue right now more of a door opener was the way door for other discussions to go on because what today if say you we are succeeding in getting this there is a way there is opportunity for us to get this. So for me it tells me there prior to Sedinam case government was struggling to bring down Oforiatta and indeed this OSP ni attempts and all the things that we have been saying it's not a simple matter. It's not a simple process there. Oforiatta can easily come down, especially knowing very well there where he is. There are also some laws protecting him and all that. And especially also looking at the fact there, for more than 17 years, almost 20 years, it's difficult to bring people down. When it comes to these issues. For me, it's a good step for us to trigger that discussion. But Abna, you see, I want to say this very raw here. I'm sure that most Ghanaians will also agree with me. She, on your easy, on your simple, there, Oforiatta, Babagana.
A day.
On your easy. On your easy in the sense there. One, I don't believe
that your prayers.
Okay.
Oh, me a question.
I am not convinced. There. Government will have that balls to say that they are bringing Oforiatta down. Oh yes. In the sense that you see, here politicians here where farmer. Here politicians, MPP, NDC, they are too nice to each other.
It's behind closed doors.
When it comes to issues like this. They know how to play their cards when they overplay one game. If government really, if Oforiatta in the case, government, or you're so bent there, Papa, we have to bring him down to prosecute him. Government is so powerful that we can do a lot to pull him down. All right.
Okay.
Especially looking at the bilateral relationship we have with the US. Now we are almost practicing the same legal systems. If government. Serious party, we want to bring this person down. Even Sedinam Krampono, during MPP's time, if they wanted to bring her down, they could have even before they leave power. But of course, at the point in time, the government why award or chase the offender or campaign and all that. So definitely these things have to be secondary issues. Now let me come back to Sedinam and why I feel that these things on your easy. Sedinam NDC Abna NDC what asama trend no was akesho binukom. Because of a small tuning on two benefit. Now, Nini have power. Now, Banana power. What are you expecting? Definitely, she has to be brought back home and also come and enjoy. Oh, it was happening. I'm not waiting. I said, we'll step in. Maybe it was happening. You see, it was happening. You see, a politician. No. It was happening, a politician. Now, you see, do you know the challenge that people are having now? The question that the perception that is going on the streets now in there. To what extent can we be convinced that Sedinam will be actually prosecuted?
I don't know. Sana has na unia AIC eka say Deputy Attorney General Eko Joy or my interview bisane say is he happy? Say Sedinam.
Look at the response of the man.
I say he's not happy.
What does mean that he's not happy?
Did you listen to that?
I watched the video.
You watched it.
I watched.
And also on your day.
It's not about excitement.
The posture.
Oh no. You see, now and I host to the bisane name.
No, say you put in the extradition request and it's been granted. So why are you not on carrying Uranica?
That is it.
So if you say
let's be realistic.
Yes.
Me offer say me guest. Day in day out mo bahase mo koneade. Do you think say you know, devoid of politics and they are someone amoye mama nyesem se nyame mpem mate se bibia to obusia panyina ebe ye me de enye me de da talk less obi even institutional me wo mu na bia me producer nyame ensa na yare ne ho dodo no ena na pay me say I've been on him me ne no ha me say ne ho emfa no se bibia to na first of all nipa na ye nipa ye wo yonko ansana entansa ye de bono no ye den aba ni paint no me ba ya wotema watenka in as much as say ye ko corruption no me ade no me nyi ni say ye mumu bia de da see ma me nko dem 10 years unless I for the sake of
angle na wa fa no different from interpretation, any doctor interpretation about the deputy attorney general's response.
No, we shall pay Yamuter.
I would say, Bunga Jelly Nana.
I'm not sure you're happy so go through that ordeal.
No, me say,
as much as I'm running, unless I'm sit
here. So Bekaya, John Mama by no, or catch an appointment to say,
wow, obey your way, say, be as no or the code of conduct.
But I'm found one chow. I'm penny and Pansha yet here, obeying 2 minutes such appointee Mrs. We, why you say, and a John Mama free. And a mama examples are Buga Pelly. It is an example no one must say, Abuga Pele, you have to order your mama in Africa and that area. And no quite and some echo father. What's okay? Not be said that opinion. I don't understand.
Oh, say if you there, if suppose a few days, the government few days, they can and they can prove us wrong there. The woman can be prosecuted. None jail sentence will save her. That is a plus for your party. That is a plus for your government.
And I've told you, sir.
So you don't be there. Honestly, you can. Honestly, you should question my doubt. You can question my doubt.
Doc, you be a research. No.
But you see there, I want to what are you media?
I will catch them.
Research as well, can you see research data, not customer research. Perception are a part of data. Okay? Into say that people are this is how people are thinking. They don't feel the government will have that resolute commitment. There, Mami Awabi, indeed, the abortion was narcotuma. You should understand this is how people are thinking. And whatever I'm saying, or out of data picked from people's perception, it's because of the perception that we have.
Where is the data, doc?
Where is the data? Maybe I'll give you my data.
You know,
unless you want to tell me there.
I don't do this.
But if something, do you want to tell me there? If you are saying that indeed the law will work to ensure that she is prosecuted, and I mean the sentence that she is expected to serve, no whatever. What I'm saying is that it's good for you, but if it doesn't happen that way, not say okay the same, politicians don't say fair for home. Just to make sure that political, some PR stuff. Yes, now and since I'm brothers and there, we to call for appeal for I can see. By the time you realize, then the issue that I'm saying, Ghanaians will still believe there. You don't have that commitment to fight corruption. I mean, you are still doing the same thing. In any case, Attorney General, this Attorney General, you can answer me. About government first. Didn't we have a lot of NDC people issue don't we have such cases? Don't we have such evidence?
It was malicious prosecution.
You see,
yes, that one.
Or justification. And it's only there are so many. There were about 3 reasons that Attorney General gave there. because of them, I mean, Malaysia, some of them were bad case. Or you use some words to be, I have to just go through it.
You see,
they have a basis. There was a basis to squash. I mean, the point I'm saying, there was a basis to squash off all those cases. There were legal basis to squash off all those cases. People felt, I mean, we can talk of Opuni, for example. This is a case that for a long time, all of a sudden, then everything was all. I mean, we have a lot of cases. I tell you, at the end of it all, no. So if we can, this is the perception that people are having, and that eventually, no, obey another platform to clear the lady. I am right to say so. It is up to you to now give me the reasons. To trust you. For us to trust you, indeed. We are going to make sure that the woman is persecuted. That is my point.
So where we?
But also on the Ofriata issue, no. Whilst talking at that, for me, this is what I see. The woman Sedinam will pave way now for the government to hit hard on the Ofriata's issue. Okay. Clearly, I mean, when I am there, as for government, the intention there, Ofriata is motivated. They need to make sure that he's been. I mean, it wasn't sack a kind of crack. I know there a very prolonged discussion. But you see, if an MPP government are with the government, Yimpa cry, and even a lot of people when you there or your prime suspect. In fact, through even government communications, one may aware there or your prime in terms of corruption and related cases. If a national service now do to Furata number 1, OSP, the first name that comes to mind is Furata. Government want to prove a point today. We are not going to let Ofurata's case go. Until as far as the government will push Sedinam down now, it paves the way for them to hit hard and then go for further discussion to make sure that I mean, all I can say there, you're sure what comes or what happens after here. Especially now that the government communications minister, okay, we have the window has now opened for us to, I mean, engage the US to see how Ofurata can be brought down. We are all looking at how things will unfold, and we wish government all the best. If indeed all the evidence that there, evidence what they Ofurata why you're the wrongdoer, let's bring him down, prosecute him, or make sure that whatever that has to be done for him to prosecute it. We Ghanaians also here. When a politician does something wrong or is engaged in any issue of corruption or corruption-related activity, the laws will deal with them. That's what we are looking for.
Okay, me that say na ye call the etwaso and the last we say the chapter Rambo teacher caged for assaulting female students. Na answer na producers mo make a video no ready mama na abeja for enhwe a 39-year-old male teacher or in Hini Catholic Senior High School and or no ankasa so no san caretaker e hostel ho na no nie and abrantie e bai oba o oba eye Eric buanote na odi sa adwuma no na wose abai wose ye caretaker oyocheche ni e wose in Hini Catholic Senior High School ho no and wose students ni bi ye ni amo ho eniema bi ne koba ye no eya abayiwe patience chibu ono chese wo yiyi ano ne ade na enam so a chese teacher ni o kukuru abayiwe ebo ho no ma wo brim no aboye na dimfie du nwotwe 18 years nsa be dia posifo ensa aso ne penchi ena ne ebisa setinchen bia no school no wo mu ni rules and regulations be even wo hostel ho no the boarding school no makobida near senior house mistress ewe ye honomo a man side into we bibi na san koyi a e wo kwan ye do be so even e say wo disciplinary committee a ye de wo honomo punishment be it me internal suspension with hard labor e be also but me indefinite and it me suspended for maybe 2 months wo ko no wasan ya ba na esua de agu achi note a wo cover enya sector but so be fam na hye wonsem no wa buru nanim buma twede e buro ne to sabre de e ya posifo ama abayiwa no e ye krata wo de ko ayisabia akwa hwe na sabre de brother we de ni wo bete yawo e woni video mu pa nti video no eni o me sha se mfi ore isi ho no let me be able to pay na do the be associate we dey madam 4 minutes
yeah me say the teacher ni ye maybe teacher ni hiti code of ethics ni we na issues of physical violence DS and tolerance crime dear
teacher for me no
the teacher ni aye and funny crime so cry physical harm inflicted on pupils or students in any form constitutes a gross violation of the child's rights. Consequently, an employee shall not administer any corporal punishment. We import the born abano. I'm running to say, headmaster, no afraid, Mr. EC. We channel 6 slashes and not 3 latches. No supervisor, no logo.
Okay.
So that's the only a year. They say corporal punishment a year. No, we assault case.
We teacher ni say, young fans now on the other side we are all brono.
Yeah.
But what if say maybe students no go attack in the first or no obet me I any say to say the who ye na. Okay.
Who cheche ni no ya de wako entity child psychology, human psychology. Why any nyina wo school? Send you obenya akumakesia odibaye accommodate
obia
enkola na yenim so mo fi different homes na ba o ebi that tete but I was so what that tolerance level it's in your disciplinary committee our school system no more it's in your CBB ni afabra headmaster and some as I was here born about cry headmaster be supervisor because onim say akola betima ye bibia e be tete wan hwea wo ye nipa ankran no be ye bibia hwea akola no obedi dem
when you need to start process no so can one a breedy a lot of indiscipline
in this look na ababena abrochase baby schools baby I am man so
Kwane hadwin
grounding you punishments or why the man kola so affect you omo obi o ha o ground no for 30 minutes to school kofia ne ho to
and I'm depriving from the favorite game there
what disgrace no kofia o ne maame o be susa those are ways that we can let's be say teacher ni I was hired the caretaker of the hostel. Yes, Madam Fubako, former MP, Honorable George Atta. I can say, I say, ye dear seminal based on the year. Now, Nkolami because far community for no be attacking after we no, and then young can Honorable good morning. And these are matters I was here combat teacher Nino Nasudie Cassie Janameso. That accommodating when the teacher must have it. So, girl, no crying for say what misbehave. This is not the way I was saying a teacher. Who yet so intolerant so only student to po. Na sister na nyame ampata na nkola ni nyina to share teacher na so bro no pra na. Ake bende. Onu say nko meeting ayesa. Nkola na egu o say na say bi kra to abobo no.
Omo try e because about be
o say yi na o say na man put the judge outside boys no be judge ahwa and omo to share no so a eka asem ye beti asem ba
no dear
so teachers ye tete ya mother training say ye nya koma kese there should be tolerant you understand the psyche of the child and there were children's act in normal say na we can the code of ethics I was ye protect our food o man be say ensa wo fumu wo so na akwa wo so wo ho it is why ye bibia kra I was so nya botre now report to my superior authority say asumasia na obenti me ma instructions say no wani so wono koye de ope me kan ye no wamua enti matro report me any Mr. Headmaster and I say hostel owner na Master Headmaster Academy dear asumesi chibu ayenie ye hwani entwe so wo dia mo this my committee bet na say na ya hwehwem na ya hwe punishment ye de be ma no say look this my committee suspensions be or cry also the code GS
headquarters so untimi ko ambo aba
no suspension 2 weeks suspension because intimi take you headmaster office or
so they say code GS
e be try who report this be and ya code GS headquarters
for an approval what state here chire mu di NTI suspended
was here suspending 2 weeks and I said 3 days and limit be So go beyond that and also over export washing put the no put the omo person omo tikra. So enti teacher ni no mese wanyade. Do akola no sabi omu ade. Ye be fa say obey stubborn you cat. But teacher ni no.
That was the right approach.
You na ye penny. You are the guide at that time. I was all my sabi untiti a wafemu nyina maturity kakra dead.
Okay.
Na o de bo enkola no ho bai.
Okay.
Was sending wrong signal and the respect na here be kofom.
Okay.
The last one is that now. Police issues ni we na okay assault ninti. When me feel say I was a man be. So when onya me no so hwehwe mo ye na djuma but wanye na djuma yi. Wanye na djuma yi.
Okay. Ebusa penye.
That's it.
But you say we share video no.
Me share. Na me hu ye.
Oh no hu da. Okay.
Let me say esi jama 2 days.
Nyina hini I think say yeah
2 days 3 days ago me hu ye. Na am say ye won sem bia ya ye ne na mo no wo ka kire ye nse. Umu obabone da unim se wonim abade.
Batete.
Yo.
Na ade ya pa ne say me ka ha ne ya me se ka no sa na be ye ne ade ya o ne pa ne se obi a wo ye o kirekire ni akọ ntetewu akosua de na wo gina na ni mo kire na de na o ti wani matia ya nti awofo sa wo de wani ato forma ya awofo bebre de ade mofra won manoma won won ti a won hye dem won botumi bie won ano
ekese wo mo
e de kire won
sure
na what can sound ya enya sunsanso e impact mo frana yan no nansa na me ka kire obi me ka kire ni say yan mpa ye ko Sunday school what they by force ni aba eto yan so ko Sunday school ko na do hwe ni yan su ban ko ye
anasa wo ko school na ye bisa wo school so mo ko roll school a wo ko no na take we abo roll ko nti ne Monday no
wo ba hwe
wan kwa so ya na abo
na
nampa o abo yes
yan ko ye ko Sunday school no mpo edu ba bi ni hwe yan su ban ko ye
no mama
ko Sunday school na efe ni won hwe won school no nan kan a ye ko school mpa na bie na bia ye ba fie ko afum ko fa jani ade ba no ansa ya ko
not over disrespect
no so wo teacher kura na mo a wo betumi afa do ho nti nemre dem na asasa you see child's right human right why Sunday man a yakofa wo amano ne besua ye no nsunsun samso ne bi ni yan hwe video yi me condemn teacher ne be baba but abo friend odi kan ko yenka opanyina ni mo mo friend ni be asa na wo kan ni abo friend so wo hwe ade na no ye na on teacher ni ne tempam
e wo mo pere so papa
wo pray wo ye se
be kon ko yi teacher ni na bo ho
yi ni bo ho wie enamre ni so boys ne ne girls ne wodi nkomo wo baby na wo ben won a eyeti won kasa ni agohunam agoduam recently ye hu ne wo ye teachers bi
o mu timi bo teacher ni aso fa na chi
puru no wo ye ni ense na mfota ye nga wo fo no so eya ye ntu ye manam fo kakra he dance bi o se say no o se enema bi a wo tai no no mo school no he say na mi wo ko school no wo ko ye search random search bi no no dagger true locally made man a gun na wo hu school ni o ko school a wo ma me no papa le tie school fees e hwe wo abanga fa school kan bi na wo ne ko na ko sua de ma no wo di tiro ne nkrante
na ko
ahaya odok ayi mo friend say opego no ahaya school bi e wo ayi spinter school obi an first is
oh bibi neo
yes
rally
high school obo ne yon ko school ni se obo no me friend na bana yetete won no eni me bi wo teacher ni na ye condemn no se teacher ni de won wo fantetu mu won akwa ma I say a big heart big stomach the bi ameka ana ye chia ye won kura ya bontie you say ma Akwai do wa botere say class 1 teacher. Yeah. E didn't know what first. Because class 1 ni o te won. You na wodi knowledge and move for the same impact on that child. Into wodi she ni mu na wo kire na be no so ntie. No akwa bobi.
So pen
teacher for am no kwari ni. Aya mo so nya botere. Because wo and abofra no 39 years or 18 years. Difference in about 21 years. Now we abofra kura we 21 years different. Now so we never kuna o betwe.
So you 39 and abofra no 18.
18, 21 years difference.
Obra penny kura
so your ya abofra body. Yes is ya nya abofra body ntem. You go me abofra say papa de mama. You go to me komti me three. Egusia.
Asemi ya okay.
So yemma ye hwe ye mo fra no na fe teacher ni de no matter what provocation you have to get a big stomach and big heart. Na what to me swallow sa na ema nyina because mo fra no one ye mo fra bi kura wo teacher no say one role model. They look up to you.
Me role model other form no
when you nyama wo nyina ekọ. So teacher ni should have also exercise patience. Crazy. Then hostel fee. Asem ni nyina ni go. O de ka. E na boys dey be de ka no bisa wo. Me ni de enti boys ni mo man ko tokwa wo.
Obese all chances are girl no.
Yes, anything America no. You say o come ofa so ni teacher ni tentamwe no.
That
is the whole thing. I'm not saying that I'm afraid of so good to me teacher in 10 times. So one to me. No so or no so teacher in Antonobo. No one yabo terama no or no so then you say a mother woman say he'll be interdicted. After interdiction, no, we'll be investigating. When investigating, we are say regional or district, you know, we to be making sure say we take action. Now say abu friendly prior, the woman you say abu friendly prior. As I say court action, legal action, them. I say legal action from them. So when prior, no so ebi a we find the kakra bi no ngaja. But so prior, we to me akọ fiase wo mu. Nti teacher for ne ade no so hwe ne yam fra no won so won hwe won.
Matse, me da se doc.
Yeah, abana. As a child, you know, I go to see a tray. SS level in a charge or that GSS quite a charge or that. So, come away with us. I'm the maybe number say other commentaries or them issues here. Now, one thing I'm realizing the commonly now, no, I today teachers is in this can is a part. I'm sure the teacher will be no. I'm sure lots of teachers. I mean, we share the if them. Video of course my kind categorical there me teacher in any way and I will just condemn the actions irrespective of what happened there on your abafani them to connect the teacher not some in any way. But beyond that, Nabuna, let me also put myself in the shoes of Ghanaian teachers today. Me a teacher in Indi. Abuna, teachers in Ghana now, they are frustrated people.
Oh.
Okay. Say a boy like CCI, the teachers in afraid one can the ordeal they are going through in handling children now. I'm surprised what the kind of agony, the kind of problems are working. It all boils down to one, there's no corporal punishment. The teacher no matter how the extreme Arufano said you obey from Bonasamino, teacher the powers is virtually not there. Virtually. But a typical school today, and a typical secondary school, Agri Memorial, university practice, schools, we look at schools, now secondary school, students for about 2,000. Now, Afroba Aye from Bonisem, the teacher will have to report to the headmaster, and son a baby will cry widen. Yipa 2,000. Now, Yipa 2,000, no. The headmaster Dankasano, or you're too busy to even assess him because sometimes it's a problem. When would the punishment be meted? When? The same one. It's virtually like teachers who now post on care today. Say what's the moment just do what you want to do. So teachers now say why are helpless? Into in the mission was here. Clearly you can see there. As a when to control no, then he just have to you know, or if you're only one home then to come and fight with the child. Yes. So it's very unfortunate, but make there. GS or they will share them aspect in the teacher management and student management. No, GS or they were very in fact or they because every day in there teacher students in a to be students 1 second. I mean teacher a lot of things no record schools no more. Into GS they really have to look at this teacher and student relationship management issues because in as much as I tell human rights now you know, it's a right. The we can't do anything in this country. This is a country we are guided by morals and values. Okay, these are some of our trump cards. Yes. It's here had the human rights, international, globalization, the fundamentals of what makes us Ghanaians. No, why you? Meanwhile, we don't have the alternative structures to handle these things. So but the systems in place to also handle the children from the other side, they are working, they are there.
Because our system, now they want to miss all restrictions.
There are alternatives, no. Yes, human right. More shame from information, they are doing all sort of things. Schools are here in Ghana, no counseling offices. The teacher needs counseling, no. The teacher away. For you know, no frustration was no. Oh, this one with some, you know.
Now, Bana was also about disrespect.
Or Baba Jean, you know, something I will say, oh, yeah, my school, then I will Baba. I'm not in the frustration no more. The teacher doesn't have any access to it. Let me say, PTA Association, Ghana, one PRO or something. Also, there are no. You know, a workshop for these teachers when it comes to maybe a counseling. There are no counseling services for them. All we know is that one control exams, one pass, one matrazi, and all that.
And to say they will
counseling in big schools now.
Teachers need be one of combo now. Almost science through because se be a okotia bofana so kebibi na okotia na. At the end, no one any gangs and also about
remember community side on Abna. I want to just touch quickly on the community. And the issue I can yesterday, as we see na. Community guys, now can kind of correct process only the community rights. If anything, the headmaster whoever will take up the case, then it follows that suit. It's there. I mean, after everything comes, I'll get some people to also punish the teacher on my behalf.
It's a community in the police intervention. Police is the
meanwhile, the first one, community is part of shaping the children. Look at me, those days, say, Mammy not on rice, or you there, oh, Kwesi Clement, Park Kwesi. Or maybe automotive 5 cities on top fish.
Who got taught 6 cities?
They got taught 6 cities. The top force there. Yes, and the
teacher, hey, for what's the first? Who go school and now would see a day say, hey, I spell will be, hey, you will be a hey, yes, say, what we you do? A big deal. Big deal. Now what can Obia by Obiba. Who are hey, we say,
we correct each other. That is until them. Now the committee is now going to fight again. Committee will trespass headmaster. Will trespass all the authorities. They are going to tackle the teacher head on. Okay. All also boils down to the fact there. Our funeral is why you can have some. For you know, if you are no boyfriend, be a part of the gang.
And then within the community. Oh. And a part of my review, as some of my kind students, you know. Watch a chef for because who the other one on what they be home.
Oh, no,
just say
so it's in that respect for each other. It's a problem. Now, last year, videos.
No.
Teacher didn't have of course, say you almost have a roman can you win.
And know the egg cutters.
It's true.
no way you hold a year international mobeto in a chirika
and that thing is a problem we can appear to issue I was governor the way our hand culture this time social media I think there is something that we now brought down to our values I'm the GS yes Rowan education sector no there's a during a bill or holiday then
there's that community school relationship this PTA and those things is to shape up that Zenia and Tiasia and a school hub
but it's